everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Magical Jill, and today I'm going to be opening up my Creeproduction of Draculaura! Yay! You know, one thing I always kind of wanted to mention about Draculaura is how come she doesn't have a last name? Because Frankie Stein and Claudine Wolfe and Cleo Denial, they all have last names, but Draculaura just doesn't. And like, do you think it's a vampire thing? I don't get it. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Anyway, I want to read the top of the box. Ready to sink my fangs into some drama. Meet the frighteningly fashionable teenage children of the world's most famous monsters. Age 1,599. I can't wait for my sweet 1600th. Pet, Count Fabulous is my BFF, bat friend forever. Favorite food? I'm a vegetarian, no icky blood for me, so it's fruits, vegetables, and a lot of iron supplements. BFFs, Frankie Stein and Claudine Wolfe. Cosmo is really excited for me to open up this doll. He really likes dollies. He likes to chew on them, and jump on them and knock them over, and he likes to be mean to them. Don't you? Don't you like to be mean to them? Where are we going? Goodbye! Before I open her up, I wanted to say that I'm really excited about this. I haven't ever had the original Draculaura doll before. When I was a kid, I had, I think, the Gloom Beach version of her, and that's it. Oh, and I think I had that version of her where she was on a date with Claude, but I never had the original, and I'm so excited to finally have that because it's so exciting. Because I never got to have this doll before, and I absolutely love Monster High so much. This is what she looks like out of the plastic. As you can see, they shoved the diary in to bend it yet again, because they always like to bend the diaries. I'm so excited to pull her out of her constraints. She looks so cute. Her bangs are very stiff, so we will get to that once I've taken her out. But I'm really excited to take her out and kind of talk about the quality of her and what I think. But I think she's so cute, and I'm so excited. So, right off the bat, I wanted to mention that I am both excited to have this doll and really disappointed. Because, let's just start with the smallest thing first. The umbrella, which I feel like they have the technology to make open and close. A, doesn't open at all. B, has a really bad paint job. There's like pink specks all over it, and the black has like weird dust on it, even though it's been in the box, and it's like dust that doesn't come off. Like, it looks like it got really dusty, if that makes sense, but then the white specks just kind of soaked into the paint. Does that make sense? It's like as if it wasn't fully opaque to be black in the first place, and it's really upsetting. And some of the pink paint got on the bat at the bottom. When I pulled her out of the box, I actually had to cut a piece of her hair off because it was knotted up so much that it got stuck in the cardboard and wouldn't come out. And you can see this gigantic knot right here. It's huge and upsetting. Her hair reminds me of Rainbow High dolls, where it's just really sticky and stiff. Her fishnet leggings are kind of obviously too big for her leg. They're not really like skin tight or anything, and they don't go all the way down into the boot. They're not actually leggings, they're more like capris, so you can just pull them up like this and take them out of the boot, which is a little bit of a shame. And also, the paint job on the boots is also extremely imperfect. You'd think with the extremely big budget that Mattel has, that they would have gotten the paint job on this Creeproduction correct, right? Like, you'd think that it wouldn't be a problem. Like, I feel like I somehow got mixed up and actually got like an original G1 instead of a Creeproduction. I kind of think the way they made the skirt was a little bit weird, because the Velcro goes all the way down instead of part of the way down like normal skirts usually do. So it kind of adds a lot more bulkiness to the back than it needs, which is a bit of a shame. And also the lace underneath her skirt, I feel like could have been made a little bit better because it gets all bunched up, and it's supposed to look a little bit more fluffy than that, in my opinion. I thought when they were making the Creeproductions, they were going to improve upon some of the mistakes that they made in the original G1 release, but it kind of seems like they either didn't improve it at all or made it somehow worse, because the paint is really bad on parts of this doll, and it's really upsetting because I had to buy this online because they didn't put it like in stores or anything. I've seen online some people say that they found them in stores. I certainly didn't. Oh, which is a big shame because I would have liked to get one with actual like really good paint on the shoes and on the umbrella, which by the way should open up. I don't understand, like, if they were gonna make a Creeproduction of this, there's definitely the technology now to make this umbrella actually functionable. Like, we didn't have to just make it a hunk of plastic. I feel like that's stupid. Also, her bangs are not cut evenly, so there's a bunch of long hair sticking out of them. There's a piece, like multiple strands of hair coming out of her ponytails. It's not even styled correctly. And she has a bunch of hair gel all over her hair that's really sticky and feels like a helmet, just like a Rainbow High doll. So you borderline pretty much just have to take her entire hair out of the ponytail, wash it, and then restyle it. Otherwise, it just kind of looks like shit, in my opinion. Which is a big shame because I absolutely love Draculaura. I love her original outfit. And I think that they could have made this doll a lot more high quality like the other dolls that I opened were. Because I previously opened the Laguna and the Claudine Creeproductions, and I thought those were really good quality. I thought they were really well done. So it's kind of a shame that it seems like Draculaura was just kind of, in my opinion, thrown together. And she's got this weird, like, rubber band around her arms and around her collar. I can't tell if it's because it's trying to keep her necklace on or not. But that's kind of weird. So you'd have to take that off somehow to be able to take her clothes off if you wanted to wash her hair and not get them wet. And then I imagine when you put it back on, her necklace would just fall off, since it seems like that's the only thing holding it to her. Which also is kind of a shame. I'm not trying to say, like, I hate this doll or anything, because I absolutely love Draculaura, and I love her outfit to death. And I think she's so cute, and I think her makeup is really well done. Like, her face job is actually really good, you know? Because she has sparkles underneath her eyebrows that are actually even. I don't see any problems with her face. There was a couple of big black specks on her that I had to wipe off. I don't know what those must have been from. I guess they were from the factory, but at least they wiped off. And she has her iconic paperclip earrings, which are super cute. I'm just really disappointed about the fact that it seems like they made such a big deal about these Creeproductions, and then Draculaura is not even as high quality as it could have been for a Creeproduction. If they're reproducing something, well, don't you think that they would purposely try to make it higher quality than it was before? Draculaura has always, in a way, been kind of like the golden child for Mattel when advertising Monster High themed things. She got a recent Howliday doll, which was really cool, and a lot of people think of her as their absolute favorite. Every single thing of hers always sells out right away, and I guess it's just kind of a shame to me that one of the biggest favorites out of everybody kind of got the shit end of the stick on this one. And it's one of the lower quality G1 themed dolls that have come out recently that I have opened up, and I'm really sad about it. Because I feel like this Draculaura doll deserved better. Maybe I just got a not great one out of the batch, but how are you supposed to tell that you're gonna get a good one out of the batch when they only had them available online? Like, I had to buy this one secondhand off of eBay because they never restocked them on the Mattel website, and they never put them in stores. I think it's kind of ridiculous on Mattel's part that you have to do kind of like what I call a crapshoot order, where you just have to order a doll and then hope to God it comes good and that you don't get the worst one out of the whole batch. I think that is absolutely ridiculous. You should not have to do that with dolls, especially in 2023 when the quality should be there. Because this doll was so badly distributed everywhere because of Mattel that it ended up going for like $100 or more on eBay. And that is way too much to pay for something that is going to have paint problems like this, that you don't even know if you're going to get a good one of. It's absolutely ridiculous on Mattel's part. And it makes me really sad because I'm a huge G1 Monster High fan. And it's really upsetting to see things like this not being produced the way they should be. I mean, even look at this diary. It's one of the most crumpled diaries I've gotten so far out of these boxes. Because they, for some reason, put it on top of the round part of the stand and let it get crushed in the box. It's really weird. And if you know anything about like book collectors or comic book collectors or things like that, they want the books to be in good condition, especially not bent up. Like, that is a huge no-no in collecting. So if you're distributing Creeproduction dolls, obviously marketed towards collectors, why would you have the diary crumpled up, and why would you have the paint so problematic? I just don't get it. I don't get it at all, because it's not like people were buying these G1 reproductions for their kids. How would they? How would they? They're gonna spend $100 on eBay for a random toy that their kid's gonna ruin? No, they're just gonna go to Walmart and buy them like a cheap Care Bear, right? Like, am I wrong? I mean, this was very obviously marketed towards collectors, and so I feel like the collectors deserved better here. I still very much so like this doll a lot. I think after I wash her hair and give it a little bit of a haircut, it'll look a lot better. And I could always try to touch up the paint with some of my acrylics, but it's ridiculous that I'd even have to do either of those things, in my opinion, especially from such a huge company like Mattel. It's just very upsetting to me. I actually think Count Fabulous looks pretty good. I don't see anything wrong with him. I think he looks cute. There's a couple of paint mishaps on him, but there's nothing too egregious going on with him, luckily, so I'm okay with it. And it also came with a cute little hairbrush and a cute stand, which I like, because I love the pink. And I'm glad that it actually came with these things, since the G3 ones don't. I did want to mention, I really, really like making videos, especially about Monster High, and all of these other awesome doll things, like Rainbow High, Sailor Moon figures, and lots of other cool collectible stuff that I'm really into. So I'd love if you guys checked out the rest of my channel, and maybe subscribed and pressed like, and told me what you think about this video in the comments. What do you think about your Draculaura doll, if you were able to get one? Or tell me about what you think about the new G3 Draculaura dolls, because I actually really like them a lot, and I sadly think that some of the stuff in there was better quality and better made than this Creeproduction, which is really upsetting, because I didn't get a ton of paint problems on my G3 Draculaura. I also want to mention that I have an awesome shop called enchantedglamour.com or magicaljill.com. That's enchantedglamour, GLAMOR.com. It's really cool, and I make really awesome ashtrays and coasters and bigger trays and lots of other resin type products and decorations. And I also make really cool jewelry, and something really awesome about my resin is I take comic books that are being thrown out and I recycle them and put them to better use by putting them into resin and having cool pictures be in them that people like, of like their favorite characters and stuff like that, so they can live on forever. I think that's really awesome, and I get really creative with my jewelry. It's one of my most favorite things I do. So I hope you guys are willing to check out my website. It's linked down below, or you could type it in, enchantedglamor.com. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!